Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took 8 trades this morning at the market open. We're going to go over everything right now. This is a new strategy and plan that I am testing with real money, and the goal of this plan is to achieve a win rate of better than 33% on average. So after 100 trades, I want my win rate to be better than 33% because I'm trading all or nothing 2R. So 33% is break even. Anything above that is profitable. Obviously, I'd prefer to be closer to 50% or better. So we'll see. I'll tell you that today, after 8 trades, I did meet my goal, but it was a very close one. So let's check out the trades. As always, I start with Webull on the Markets tab. Top gainers, 1 day. Click on all. Organized by volume. I'm only interested in the top 10 stocks. I want the float size to be really 100 million shares or less, maximum of 110 million shares. And then I'm also considering any stocks that are suspended. So let's look at the video. We'll see what the trades looked like. So here I'm just getting my watch list together. So Vxrt was the first stock that broke out through the previous day high. Sorry, previous session high. So obviously this high was established in the aftermarket, or the pre-market, was also higher than the previous day. So that's my signal to look for an entry. So once that happens, and CLOV is doing the same thing, once that happens, I just need to wait for a pullback, and then I get in on the first 1 minute candle to make a new high after the pullback. Okay, so let's see. I'm just looking at this Vxrt entry. It looks like it might have been a mistake. Yeah. See, this is the great thing about reviewing your trades. Actually, both of these are false entries. This just goes to show you, this is the first time I'm looking at this video. I just finished trading around 10. It's 10:30 right now, and then I did some calculations afterwards. So this is the first time I'm looking at this recap. So this is kind of cool for you to see how easy it is to make mistakes while you're trading. And then, you know, because there's like a brain fog that goes on when the market opens. All this energy is happening in the marketplace, and it kind of infects you, I guess, in a way, and can cloud your, not just your judgment, because this honestly was not a judgment thing. This was, I thought these were legit entries, and now I'm looking back at them, and they were obviously wrong. So hopefully over time I can avoid taking these false entries. And what I mean is that I think obviously what I was looking at when I took this trade was that this candle broke over this one, but this wasn't a pullback yet. I need to see at least one candle with a lower high than the previous one before it's a pullback. So this trade is not a legitimate trade. This is not a trade I should have taken. The interesting thing is, like I said, I still hit my win rate goal even with these. Both of these trades are wrong. And again, I didn't realize it until now. Okay. Let's see. Is this one a correct trade? Okay. So, I remember what happened on this one. So this one is a legit trade. Again, not a perfect execution. This one is not without fault as well. Basically what happened here is once this thing broke out through the previous session high, again, that's my signal to look for an entry. It pulls back on this candle. So my next entry would be for the break of this 1 minute candle here. So I noticed when I pulled it up, okay, I missed that entry, so I was trying to catch it on the pullback. I was trying to get in for the break of that level. And I remember having in my head that 16.99 was my entry. So I saw 16.99 up there, and I hit my hotkeys to get in. I got filled exactly at 16.99, so I thought, this is great. And then I looked again, and I said, you know, that looks a little bit high compared to this candle. I checked again, and the high of this candle was actually 16.88, so my ideal entry was 16.89. So I got in on this trade 10 cents higher than I really wanted to. But a stock of this price, 10 cents, isn't that big of a deal, and I believe this trade still worked out. But this is, again, kind of a screwed up trade, a trade that I messed up. So this is like the third trade in a row that I messed up. And this one I realized, but I'm still at this point in the live trading, I'm thinking that, everything's going fine so far. The first two trades I didn't realize until I started making this recap that those were incorrect trades. So I'm just moving right along here. Probably if I would have realized, okay, that this is like the third time in a row that I messed up a trade, I probably would have stopped trading at this point. But again, I didn't realize that until now. And this just goes to show you, I've been doing this over a year now. So it shows you how easy, when you get caught up in that market open energy. So this one, Gbox, it just broke out through the high of this candle after a pullback. So this one was actually one of the better entries, but I believe this trade I got stopped out on pretty quickly because so it broke out through the high of this candle. Let me see. Trying to think. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Man, this whole day was kind of a mess. It looks like I'm making this the low of this candle my stop loss, and I'm not sure if I entered on this candle or this one, but it looks like my stop loss should have been down here. But I don't really think it would have made much of a difference on this trade. I think this one would have been a loser either way, but we'll check. This just goes to show you how difficult this is. So if you're even considering trading like this, definitely one share max for a long time until you feel, what I need to see beside being profitable after 100 trades is that I don't constantly make mistakes throughout my trades. You're going to make execution errors once in a while, but, this day is pretty bad as far as the amount of errors that I made. All right, so this one, okay, so this is that trade I was in, yeah, and so I just got stopped out of the Vxrt trade for a loss, and CLOV, it looks like it broke out through the high of this candle, kind of as that was happening. There, it broke out. I think I was watching this, so I kind of missed the entry there, but these are small range candles for a stock of this price, and you can tell that, compared to the other ones. So since it triggered my entry, as soon as I saw it, I triggered my hotkeys to get in, knowing, okay, I'm going to take a little bit of slippage on the way up, but it makes it more of a worthwhile trade because these candles are kind of small. So I believe, let's see, did I use the 2-hour calculator on this one? Yeah, 1162. So even with that slippage, the risk on that trade is less than 2%. So if I would have gotten in right above that candle, it kind of would have made it a worthless trade. So that trade is going. And then this is a new trade, OSTK. This is overstock.com. This is a really high price stock. I would have to be trading with around this share price, around the $83 or more to be able to trade this normally. But since I'm trading with one share, I could take a trade on it. And this was actually a really good entry. It just ended up failing. It stopped me out. This setup is really nice because obviously it broke out through the previous session high. It's a really nice ABCD pattern. It made new highs. It pulled back. It did come a little bit lower than, it's probably like a 65% or maybe even 70% retracement. But as far as like the candlesticks are concerned and the overall pattern is concerned, it's pretty nice setup because after this big, huge red candle, you get buyers coming in. So that's a sign that this is a reversal, but this is still overall an ABCD pattern, and this is the first candle to make a new high. So this had everything going for it as far as hitting my 2-hour profit target after entry. So this was a really good trade, but it just happened to fail. And this thing ended up going way lower after this. So this goes to show you that even if you get into a very strong setup, a very good pattern, a strong stock, everything looks great, don't hold in hope. Just set your stop loss as you normally would. Do every trade the same way. And if the trade fails, it fails. You take your stop and you move on, and you saved your money for another trade. Because if I just would have said, wow, this is such a great setup, this thing has to work, this is a fake, stop out, then I would be in real trouble, because this thing ended up selling off big time after this. So let's see. So Vxrt gave me another entry, and part of my strategy and plan is if I get stopped out of one trade on a stock, and as long as it hasn't come down below point A of the ABCD pattern, point A is right here, then I take the next entry, and I could do that up to 3 times. So Vxrt triggered another entry. It broke out above the high of this candle. I made the stop loss below this candle here and set my profit target accordingly, which I didn't move it yet. There, you can see me using my 2R calculator. Okay, let's see. Did I miss something there? Just looking at OCUL. Oh, so the OCUL trade, I was in a trade on OCUL. That trade won. It hit my profit target. I didn't capture that on video because I was on another page of this watch list. But that trade worked out. I could show you the orders at the end so you can see which ones succeeded and which ones failed. And now we're on the Vxrt, the second trade. That looked like it was going to hit my profit target. And then Metx just triggered me to look for an entry, basically. Whenever it breaks out through that yellow line, which is the previous high, then I have to look for an entry. So the Vxrt trade just won. It just triggered my profit target. Again, I missed it on video, but you could see the little notifications there. I'll show you all these orders at the end. So Metx is just about to give me an entry, so I'm just watching it, waiting for the first pullback. So it kept going up for a while, and then it started to pull back on these 2 candles. And again, my entry is for the break of a 1-minute candle. It's over here now. I keep removing stuff from my watch list that is no longer needed just to keep things clean. Okay, so here we go. So you can see that I'm hovering over this candle right now. Excuse me, the high of it is 193, so I'm looking for anything better than 193 basically. So right now it hits 193.5. So that triggers my entry. I get filled at 193.8, which is pretty good. And my stop loss, I make 189 because 190 is an obvious level of resistance. And I actually think that's 1 cent below anyway of these 2 candles. So my profit target I'm going to get from the 2R calculator, 204. I move up my target. This is the last trade. So moving my profit target to the appropriate level, 204. And I'm just going to fast forward through all of this because here it is over here now. GALT popped up in the top 10 volume, but it just broke its point A of the ABCD pattern, so that was an obvious removal from the watch list. So I did some changes to my plan here. I didn't like that I was in that $81 trade or whatever it was because I thought that was a little bit high. So I just added that rule to my plan because right now my account size is around $680. So I want my max share price to be 10%. So you could see the Metx trade just worked out even after a couple pullbacks and stuff. So again, no need to freak out. Just, stick to the plan. So if you see up here, it was actually a small red day, but that's not really accurate, and I'll show you why. First, let me show you all the orders so you can see everything is legit here. Today's orders filled, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ostk was number 6, 7, 8 trades total. And then if you want to pause and you can see which ones won and lost, but I'm going to show you that right now. There were 3 winners and 8 trades in total, three winners. So that means that my win rate was 37.5%. So I did hit my goal of better than 33%. The actual P&L from trading 1 share per trade, which is not really going to be an accurate representation of the P&L when I'm trading full position size. So I'm down 192 from that. But let's assume, just for easy math sake, assume $100 per trade, because that's the way I trade. I decide what I want to spend on each trade based on my account size, and I use that for every trade. I don't try to figure out if, oh, does this trade look better than the other one and I'll spend more on it. No, I just use the same dollar amount on every trade. So then I can calculate how many shares I would have been able to buy on each one of those trades and figure out my P&L based off of that. So on the Vxrt trade, 9 shares, and then I would have lost 468 on that trade. That was the biggest loser of the day. Clov, 8 shares, I would have lost $1.36. Ocul, that one won. I would have won $5.50. Gbox, 9 shares, I would have lost $1.17. Clov, I took another trade on it, lost $1.84. Ostk, I lost $1.79. Vxrt, that was the re-entry. I won 342. So I didn't get back everything I lost in that first trade, but I recouped a lot of it. That first trade was the highest risk trade of the day. Metx, that one was a winner, $5.20, and that was it. So the total P&L, if I was trading with $100 on every single trade, would be 328. So I would not only did I hit my goal of breaking the 33% threshold, I also would have ended up green on the day. Yeah, very small green on the day, but still a green day nonetheless. So that's pretty good, because this is basically the worst day of trading yet since I've started testing. This is only the 3rd day, but yesterday I think I had a 75% win rate and a 67% win rate on the first day. So I'm also tracking this all on a spreadsheet, and I'll show you guys that probably at the end of the week, but this is already a long video. So hopefully you got something out of this. And let me know if you have any questions about any of these trades or the strategy or the plan, and I'll answer them. And then, as always, no matter what, first of all, have a plan going into every single trade. And then no matter what, take your stop losses, honor your profit target. And in the long run, you should be green. Take care.